In this video, we're going to learn to multiply and divide algebraic fractions. Now, I'm just going to give you a quick reminder of how you multiply basic fractions and divide basic fractions. So let's just choose 2/5 and let's multiply it by 1/3. So remember that when we multiply, we just multiply all the numerators together and then all the denominator together. So 2 times 1 is 2, divided by 5 times 3, which is 15. Let's do a quick division one. 1/2, for example, divided by 1/3. So for this one, this is special because when we divide, we keep the first fraction the same, so keep that as half, and then we flip or use what's called the reciprocal of the second fraction, which is 3/1. Now it just becomes a multiplication problem, so we just multiply all the numerator together, 1 times 3, and then all the denominator together, 2 times 1, giving us 3/2 or 1.5. Alright, let's now move on to some algebraic ones. So I'll start with 2/a multiplied by a plus 2/4. Alright, so similar situation, we're going to multiply all the top together and then multiply all the bottom together. When I multiply the top together, I'm actually going to use a bracket so that it's easier, because when you're cancelling, if appropriate, it's easier to have it in factorised form. So actually just use a bracket. We're doing 2 times that, so I've put a bracket there. And obviously on the denominator, it's a times 4, which is 4a. Now, have I got any common factors? You can only cancel when things are multiplied together. So you can't be cancelling things over here because they're added. But this 2 is multiplied by this bracket, and then obviously the 4 is multiplied by the a. So I can cancel that. They both go into 2. So I'm left with 1 on the top and 2 on the bottom, which means on the top I'm actually just left with a plus 2, because that multiplied by 1 is just itself, over 2a. Alright, my next example, again, a little bit more complicated, but again, just multiply all the top together and all the bottom. I'm going to use brackets again so that it's in factorised form. So 4 multiplied by x plus 3 looks like that, and 6 multiplied by x plus 3 looks like that. Now, again, the 4 is multiplied by this and the 6 is multiplied by this, which means I can cancel like terms. So the whole brackets can be cancelled, just leaving me with 4/6 left over. 4/6 can also cancel down to 2/3. Let's do another example, this time with division. Okay, so here we go. So like I did with the original, we just use the reversal, the flip or the reciprocal of this second fraction. So the first one stays the same, 2x minus 4/3, and I'm going to flip the second fraction to be 6/x minus 2. Now it's a multiplication problem, so I just multiply all the top together and all the bottom. However, what I can see here is that just within this expression here, there is a common factor of 2. Both of these go into 2. So I'm actually going to factorise that first, because it just makes things a little bit easier. Excuse me, that should be a 2. So x minus 2 all over 3, and then still write the second fraction. Now, when I multiply the numerator together, I get 2 times 6, which is 12. Obviously still multiplied by the x minus 2 over 3 multiplied by x minus 2. Similar situation as the example above, the 2 brackets are multiplied by 12 and 3, so I can cancel them. Now 12 divided by 3 is 4, so that's our final answer.